Next up, Isaiah Dawkins.
Good afternoon, Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. Everybody that's here in person, people joining in on Zoom, I thank you for being here today. My name is Isaiah Dawkins. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I served in the Army from 2017 to 2021. I was a combat medic, 68 whiskey. My time in the Army was one and done. Had to get up out of there. I enjoyed my time with my comrades and everybody that I served with. It was a great time. One thing that I learned in the VP that I would love to take with me is learning how to rhetorically analyze text, learning how to flesh out discussions, and make sure that I get things done properly. Uh, Reading texts and listening to speech sometimes, and learning how people try to persuade you, and going to their side and listening to what they do every day is something that I want to take with me from this day forward. I learned about the VEP actually. I tried to go to Clovis Community, and I talked to the Veterans Resource Center there, and they asked me if I had ever attended college before, and I told them no. So instead of taking me there, they told me that I would be better off going to the VEP, Veterans Education Program, and pursuing my degree at Fresno State University. Now that I'm matriculating, the camaraderie that I felt in the military is the same camaraderie that I felt when I was in the VP. It was a lot easier to focus on my work, not coming to school with, I would say, strangers, people that understand where I come from, understand the sense of humor that we have, even though most people might not understand that. And helping each other along the way. When things got hard, we called each other, we texted each other, we were there for each other, we had each other's back, and we will always have each other's back. No soldier is left behind here. What's next for me at Fresno State? I initially wanted to come pursue a degree in sports administration, but being my communications class and my English class and talking about things that actually matter in life has pulled me to a different side in life, maybe pursuing law. So I want to pursue a degree in philosophy pre-law to better myself, not only for myself, but for the people that are around me, for my family, for my friends, and the people that come to this program after we leave. I can't wait to come to Fresno State and, well, I'm already here, right? I can't wait to matriculate fully and fully experience what college is like, uh, see what paths I'll get taken down, what clubs I'll join, the people that I'll meet. I have not a lot of family here, California. I have my daughter, Zuri, which I love you very much. I know you're watching from Zoom, so thank you for watching. And I want to say thank you to the donors for making this possible. It's meant a lot to me. As Eduardo said, I had tried to go to the program the first time. I met some economic hardships. I couldn't meet rent a couple of times, and I didn't ask for help, so I ended up dropping out. But Nick, man, I appreciate you so much, man. You didn't let me down. You gave me a second chance, another opportunity to prove myself to myself and my family and everybody that's around. And lastly, like, really, I want to say thank you to my mother, who is also watching via Zoom. You my rock. You mean everything to me. Without you, I don't know how I would be able to live in California by myself. Talking to you every day, it means more than you know, and I wish I appreciated you so much more when I was home. Um, Thank you for watching this, and just know I'm gonna make you proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaiah. Up next, we have Alexis Germain.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexis Germain. I'm from Temecula, California. During my military service from 2020 to 2024, I was an aircrew survival equipment in the Navy. And this meant I was maintaining the gear for the FA-18 pilots to keep them safe during their missions when and if a mishap occurred. During my time assigned to Strike Fighter Squadron 2, I completed 2 deployments on the USS Carl Vinson, and I spent the rest of my time here in the Central Valley at NAS Lemoore. I found out about the Veterans Education Program while I was researching my options to return to college after previously dropping out before my military service. In the past, I couldn't see myself as a college graduate due to the difficulty of the coursework and the requirements. And with the help of the VEP, that's all changed. When the admissions office had let me know about this program and put me in touch with Nick Carbajal, it was an obvious choice for me to restart my education here at Fresno State. This program has been incredibly beneficial to me in my transition to becoming a student again and providing so many resources to all of us on and off campus. My next step after matriculating into the university is to continue to work even harder towards my goal of becoming a registered nurse, which has been a long-term dream of mine after I was a certified nursing assistant in the beginning of the pandemic that made me fall in love with healthcare. I'm looking forward to joining some of the clubs around campus and getting a little bit of the typical college experience I previously missed out on. And to finish, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to all of the donors and faculty that keep this program alive and for believing in all of us veterans that are currently in the program, that have come before us and will continue to enter the program after us. Without all of you, this wouldn't be possible for any of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexis. Up next, we have Jen Maga.
Hi there, friends, family, and distinguished guests. Thank you all so much for being here. I know it's 400 degrees outside, but it means a lot to us that you could be here today in person. My name is Jennifer Mega. I was a reactor mechanic in the United States Navy for 6 years. But before that, I was a high school graduate with no real aspirations in life. My only real goal was to join the military and make what?
You're doing great. Right into the mic. You got it.
My apologies. My only goal in life was to join the armed forces and make my way through the ranks. So I had essentially subscribed to the idea of C's get degrees while in junior high and high school, and that affected the way I approached academics. When I did enlist in the United States Navy, I was assigned to the Naval Nuclear Power Training Command in South Carolina, where I was sat in a classroom for 2 years to learn nuclear propulsion. And at first, I tried to fall back on my slacker ways, and I learned really quickly through reprimanding, being chastised, scorned, and otherwise chewed out by my superiors that learning was my job, and I didn't have the luxury of just not doing my job. So learned that real quick. From then on, I gave 110% to my academics, and even still, I struggled to get through A school, power school, and prototype. I did end up graduating, and I was flown aboard the USS Theodore Roosevelt halfway through its deployment. I did finish that deployment and then spent the rest of my naval career at Refueling Complex Overhaul, where you would find me drenched literally from head to toe in sweat, sitting in 116-degree engine rooms, performing maintenance, repairs, or just replacing anything from valves, pipes, or pumps for upwards of 16 hours a day. So I left the Navy in 2013 and returned to Arizona to start higher education at a community college. I was giving that 110% also and was doing well, but unfortunately my funds ran out. So I had to drop out to work full-time just to stay afloat. I had bounced between jobs and finally landed in a job where I could request a transfer to California because I've always wanted to live here. And a position did open up here in Fresno, and so I applied for that immediately and was approved. I had stayed at that job for a few more years, but there wasn't any vertical momentum there, so I realized that I needed to continue my degree and finish what I had started over a decade ago. But I was not confident in my ability to do so. It had been so long since I stepped foot in a classroom that I wasn't confident in my ability to not only apply to higher education, but also to succeed in classes. And that's where the veteran education program comes into play. If it weren't for the veteran education program, or Nick Carvajal specifically also for following up with me so much, I wouldn't be standing in front of you guys here today. I don't know where I would be, but it would not be somewhere productive. So the veteran education program has done so much for me. It has helped me relearn skills that I had long forgotten. It has given me new skills that I can use in my classes moving forward. It has helped me return to a learning-focused mindset that will help me. And then finally, and most importantly, it has given me the confidence in my ability to succeed in my classes. So to everyone here, and especially to our donors, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you, Jen. Up next, we have Max Rodella.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Maximiliano Rodella, and I'm honored to share a bit about my journey with you today. I proudly served as a helicopter mechanic in the United States Army from March of 2007 to July of 2018. My responsibilities included maintaining UH-60 Blackhawks, CH-47 Chinooks, and AH-64 Apache helicopters. I was deployed to Iraq, Kuwait, and Afghanistan during my service. During my deployment in 2008 and 2009 with the 81st Heavy Combat Brigade in Iraq, I was a driver and a 50 caliber gunner on convoy security missions. Later, during my 2014 and 2015 deployment with the 100th TASMG, I supported helicopter maintenance and ECOD missions in Kuwait and Afghanistan as a helicopter maintainer and crew chief. I also had the privilege of participating in several classified operations where mission details remained confidential, but demanded precision, adaptability, and a deep sense of duty. Along this journey, I also had the privilege of serving alongside Ji Xiong in the 1106th TASMG, where we were in the same platoon. It's been significant to continue this shared path through the Veterans Education Program and to see fellow veterans like G also making strides toward their educational and career goals. After transitioning out of the military, I was introduced to the Veterans Education Program by my coworker, Chad Gilbana, who connected me with Nick Carvajal. Chad is a graduate of the VEP program himself, and seen as how the program helped launch his academic journey was truly inspiring to me. It gave me the confidence that I could take this next step forward. From day one, Nick Carvajal has been a excuse me. Excuse me. Nick Carvajal has been a constant source of encouragement and guidance for me. And every veterans cohort, his commitment to our success has made a lasting impact on us all. Sorry. As I move forward in my educational journey, the Veterans Education Program has been transformative. The guidance from faculty and the strong camaraderie with fellow veterans have been vital in helping me transition to this new chapter of my life. I am excited to continue my studies at Fresno State, where I will pursue a degree in industrial technology, hopefully mechanical engineering. I aim to serve as a mechanic within the government agency, applying my background and passion to a meaningful civilian career. I'm especially looking forward to becoming involved with the Student Veterans Organization and fully embrace the opportunities this university committee offers. Before I close, I want to extend my deepest gratitude to the faculty, donors, and supporters, and to my family who make this program possible. Your dedication has not only impacted my life, but also the lives of countless other veterans seeking to transition into a higher education. Thank you all for being part of this moment and supporting us as we take our next step with confidence, purpose, and pride. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Up next is Genaro Vega.
Greetings, everyone, families, friends, distinguished guests. As you know, my name is Genaro Vega, and I was born and raised here in the Central Valley, graduating Bullard High School, and I'm also a proud United States Marine Corps veteran. My home base was at Marine Corps Air Station New River in Jacksonville, North Carolina, where I served as an aviation operations specialist, or 7041, for Marine Heavy Helicopter Squadron 464, also known as the Condors. We worked closely with the CH-53 Echo, or Sea Stallion, which is a massive helicopter capable of carrying 16 tons up to 50 nautical miles. In ops, I was responsible for assisting my command in coordinating both flight and grounds training for over 250 Marines. After battling with the shoulder injury I sustained from boot camp, I was medically separated from active duty. However, I found myself at a crossroads, unsure of what my next steps would be, as I was told to pack up and leave my life in North Carolina, in less than 2 weeks. That's when, talking to my father, who's also a Marine Corps veteran, he told me about a Nick Carberhall and a veterans education program. So me and my girlfriend went to go check it out, and I saw someone who looked like my Uncle David. Greeting me with a warm welcome and a big smile. Thank you, Nick. Once I heard about this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I made my decision, and it turned out to be one of the best ones I've made yet. The camaraderie, shared experiences, and support I received made my transition from active duty Marine to civilian and even college student life much easier than I could have ever predicted. This program has been more than just an educational opportunity. It's been a bridge between two very different worlds. My fellow cohorts and I know the structured and high-pressured environments of military life, and being dropped into a college setting could be very overwhelming at times as well. However, the Veterans Education Program has provided guidance, resources, and most importantly, a sense of belonging. Now, as I move forward in my journey at Fresno State, I'm excited to pursue a degree in psychology with the goal of earning my Pupil Personnel Services certification to become a K-12 school counselor. I'll use both my experiences in the military and here at Fresno State to assist future students in their personal and academic struggles. Beyond academics, one opportunity I look forward to is studying abroad. Growing up here in the Central Valley, I traveled all across California and even in military service, all across the United States. And travel has just become my favorite pastime. Being able to travel to other countries and earning my degree at the same time is just a dream come true. Lastly, I want to take a moment to thank the faculty, staff, and most of all, the donors who make this program possible. Your support doesn't just help us earn a degree, It helps us build a future and allows veterans like myself to transition, grow, and find new purpose beyond our time in service. I also want to take a moment to thank my family and my girlfriend, Shayla. She's been helping me with everything from high school to boot camp, throughout my whole military service to even now, the past 6 years. You've been my rock, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Yezi Rivera.
Good afternoon. Feels good to be here. My name is Jesse Mena Rivera, and I served for 5 years in the United States Marine Corps as a 6483 avionics technician. My unit worked on CH-53 Super Stallions and the V-22 Osprey, which is the rotary wing aircraft. I spent most of that time at Marine Corps Air Station Miramar in San Diego and deployed to the Middle East in 2015 aboard the USS Essex along with the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Unit. My time in service allowed me the opportunity to travel to many places that I thought I would never see and make friends along the way that I know I will have for the rest of my life. Upon completion of my active duty service, the experience and skills that I gained qualified me for a role in the medical device industry. Now, while that might seem planned at first glance, I'll admit I did not know what I was going to do post-Marine Corps. It was thanks to the Marine Corps' Transition Readiness Seminar they put us through that I was able to gather my skills and assemble a resume suitable enough to apply to companies where my skills were most applicable. At the end of the seminar, I was introduced to a company called Intuitive Surgical, and without being entirely certain of what the job entailed, I heeded the call to pivot into a career that helps surgical outcomes for patients via means of minimally invasive, robotically assisted care. And so I worked for the past 6 years as a field service engineer for that company, maintaining minimally invasive surgical systems and hospital operating rooms and trauma centers. It was an opportunity that honestly, it changed my life, and I'm grateful that I was perceptive enough to grasp it. However, in order to advance my career, I need to earn my degree. Thankfully, during my time in service, I met one of my closest friends and fellow veteran, Luis Gonzalez. He's a prior graduate of the Fresno State Veteran Education Program. When I told him that I wanted to get serious about pursuing my degree, he urged me to come and talk with Nick Carbajal and see what the program had to offer. Well, here I am. And thanks to the Veteran Education Program, I now have a clear path into the California State University system. I plan to earn my Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, and I know that earning this degree will allow me to grow professionally within the medical device field because I plan to go back. I want to contribute to the advancement of minimally invasive detection and surgical care of patients. That said, one of the things I look forward to most while I'm here at Fresno State is the potential opportunities for a new career, because I'm always looking forward to learning new things and I'm open to new challenges. I do my best to maintain a set of core beliefs that are malleable to the most current scientific understanding. And it could be that around the corner here at Fresno State, I may find exciting new ways to stay true to my ethos. I will let that guide me to a future to where what I do has a positive impact on those around me. I just hope that if the opportunity presents itself, I am once again perceptive enough to grasp it. As I look forward to this new trajectory and matriculation, I'm motivated and I'm hopeful that I will get the job done and I will get the job done right. I've seen firsthand how this program has helped my close friend Luis Gonzalez and all the support that he's gotten along the way, not to mention the lives of my peers in the cohort. The resources available to us make success all but guaranteed. I'll finish by saying thank you to the faculty and the donors who've made this opportunity possible, not just for me, but for the lives of my peers in the cohort who are also deserving of having their dreams come true. Thank you.
All right. Before I introduce our last speaker, I just wanted to take a moment to say that one of the common threads you probably heard in the speeches today are referrals and word of mouth. That's how this program recruits a lot of its students. On your chairs, when you came in, you may have seen a business card. We've had those printed up, and we have more at the table outside. If you know of anybody in your life who could benefit from this program, or if you think you will run across somebody who will benefit from this program, a veteran or service member, please please give them one of those cards. If you need more, come talk to us. We want to make sure that as many people as possible who can benefit from this program become aware of it. We're recruiting for our next cohort. We've taken students sometimes up through the second week of class. So if you know of anybody, make sure they find out about this. Diego Lyles.
Oh, it's different up here. Good evening, everyone. My name is Diego Jordan Lyles, and I'm honored to share my experiences with you. I served in the United States Marine Corps as a rifleman from 1997 to 2003, where I was stationed at Camp Pendleton and 29 Palms. It was an experience that shaped my life in countless ways, instilling in me a sense of duty. During my time in the military, I learned the core values of the United States Marine Corps: honor, courage, commitment. And I continue to try and apply them to my daily life. I first learned about the Veterans Education Program through Nick Carbajal and Aaron Schluter, while I was attending First Steps Recovery, where I was learning how to properly cope with my opioid use disorder. Their guidance and encouragement inspired me to take the necessary steps to pursue and finishing higher education. A valuable insight that I have gained from this program is the importance of acceptance. Because you see, I've made some very poor choices and bad decisions in my life that have led me to being justice impacted. And yet every person involved with the Veterans Education Program, be it facilitators, my fellow veteran students, have accepted me for the man who I'm working towards being versus the man who felt the need to accept and become a false narrative of myself. It is a lesson that I carry with me daily, driving me to pursue my goals despite the challenges or setbacks that I've given myself. The Veterans Education Program has meant so much to me, especially now as I'm matriculating. It's more than just an academic pathway. It is a testament to my determination and a step closer to fulfilling my goal of helping other justice-impacted veterans. This program has shown me that I can achieve success regardless of where my journey began or the obstacles I've placed in my own way. As I matriculate into Fresno State, I'm eagerly to stay actively involved with the programs that have been pivotal to my growth, like the Veterans Education Program, the Veterans Resource Center, the Essential Needs, the Veterans Trio, and Project Rebound. These communities have been an incredible source of support, and I look forward to continuing my involvement with them. My educational goal is to pursue a bachelor's degree in recreational therapy and then a master's in social work. I'm passionate of being of service to other justice-impacted veterans because I believe that this is a community that is grossly underserved and often overlooked. I want to be a source, a voice, and a resource for those who may feel forgotten by providing them with the examples, the tools, and the support they would need to successfully rebuild their lives. I'm also looking forward to embracing the full college experience here at Fresno State, whether it's attending a sporting event, volunteering at the Veterans Day Parade, or maybe even running for leadership positions within the Veteran Trio or Project Rebound. I want to make the most of every opportunity to connect, contribute, and even recruit and mentor future veteran education students. Finally, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to the faculty and donors who have made this program possible. Your support has not only opened doors for me, but for also countless other veterans who are striving to build brighter futures. I also want to thank my family who are watching via Zoom, my daughters, my parents, my brothers who have not given up on me, and my friends who are here supporting me. Thank you for believing in us and for investing in our futures and our success. And I thank you all for your time, for listening to my experience. And we're gonna go a little off script real quick. Our veteran trio, our veteran cohort, we bought hats for Nick Carbajal and for our professor, Mr. Sean. So, I don't know if you guys want to come get them. Yeah. You guys want your hats? You want your hat?
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in one big round of applause for everybody that just spoke? You've heard our students talk about our professors. Our professors are extraordinary. We get to pick and choose the best professors on campus, and they teach in this program in overload. In other words, this isn't part of their normal duties. They volunteer to teach more to help our veterans. So we're really proud to work with our veterans. We're really proud to have the instructors that we have that teach our veterans. One of them, Professor Harjeet Dosanjh, has taught our classes for the last several years, but this is her last semester teaching for us, so she's stepping back from teaching. She's asked to make just a few comments. Would you please join me in welcoming Professor Harjeet Dosanjh?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Dean Moore. I really appreciate the opportunity today to be able to come up and say a few words. My experience with the Veterans Education Program has been absolutely amazing, and I can't even begin to tell you how rewarding it's been for me personally. So when this opportunity came up 5 years ago, when I came to teach here, my department chair asked me if I would like to teach for the Veterans Education Program, and I said, absolutely. And he says, do you have a military background? I said, absolutely not. And he says, what qualifies you to go teach this class then? I said, I've taught at other military educational bases. And I said, I lived in the state of Washington, so I know what veterans and military student populations' needs are. So I taught at McCourt Air Force Base. I taught at Naval Bangor Base. I also taught at the Bremerton Shipyard. So, and one of the things of my first experience going to McCourt Air Force Base when I got there, I was like, I walked in and I was in my late 20s at the time. So I was, kind of just starting off in my educational career here. And I walk in and it's in a class of officers. And they're all, a little bit older. And when I walked in, I got in the front and one of them said, you're the professor? I said, yes. He goes, are you old enough to teach the class? I said, I'm qualified. That's all I said. And I taught the class. And at the end of the semester, the same student said to me, he says, Mrs. Dosanjh, you are very qualified to teach the class. I should have never said anything. So that was my experience. And one of the other things that I learned with my students in that teaching experience, that first class, it was a Saturday class. And I used to teach a Saturday class because my kids were young at the time. And my husband was home. So I was like, oh, I can go teach a Saturday class. And it was a 5-hour class. And one of the things that I learned with that, I would say, you can call me Harjeet, you can call me Mrs. Dosanjh, Professor Dosanjh. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I go, yes, ma'am, it is. Because I learned that was a way of respecting, and it didn't bother me any longer, and I accepted that. So now I would like to just take a moment to thank the individuals here, the opportunity that I've had to teach with the Veterans Education Program. First, I'd like to thank the Dean most and foremost here. I'd like to thank our donors, okay? I think without the donors and your contributions and your support and all the help you give our students and the cohorts I've had an opportunity to teach over the years has been an amazing opportunity for them, and also giving us an opportunity, as the dean indicated, that this is something that we are teaching beyond just our regular department education that we have to do. And I've particularly for me, Tuesday, Thursday, I come and teach this one class. All my other classes I teach on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So I was really committed to the program. I really wanted to come in and make an impact. I also wanted to thank Nick. Nick and I have worked very closely together for the last 5 years, and we have a great professional working relationship. We have a great rapport, and he's been nothing short of been very supportive, helped facilitate anything I needed in the classroom with the students here. And him being a veteran himself, I have to say that whoever's going to come in, he's going to be our former director, unfortunately, but whoever's going to come in has big shoes to fill, because Nick not only understood the challenges of the students, him being a veteran, he always advocated for the students. He was always in their corner, and that is something that is very unique and very special, and you heard it throughout. My students here, again and again in this cohort, thanking Nick for all his hard work, his commitment, and his tirelessness, and he was available to the students 24/7. And a lot of people look at a job and say, I'm off the clock, I'm done, I'm out the door. Not Nick. Nick had that commitment level beyond, not just saying, when I'm in my office, come talk to me. He was like, I'm available, talk to me anytime you need. And the students can attest to that. And I think that's something that is an amazing thing here. So Nick, thank you. I really appreciate everything you've done for me as I've been here in the 5 years. Now, people say, if it's such a wonderful program and you're talking so highly of it, why are you leaving? Okay. I'm not leaving because of anything in the program. The program is fabulous and I would love to continue teaching, but I'm scaling back my teaching for a couple of reasons. One, unfortunately, I lost my father this February. And that's been really hard for me and my family. And Nick and the students were all very supportive during that difficult time for my family and I really appreciate that. And my parents were married for 59 years, and my dad had Parkinson's, and unfortunately, that's what ended up, at the end, that was really hard. If you know anything about Parkinson's, it's a very deteriorating disease, and it's very difficult to watch somebody go through that. So the fact that my parents have been married so long, I think my mom needs a little bit more support, so I would like to be able to provide that for my mom, and we are a very close-knit family. And the other reason I'm going to be able to scale back a little bit is I have 2 adult children, and my eldest has been out of the house, independent, working, awesome. Now, my daughter, who is the youngest, is also graduating next week with her master's in occupational therapy, and guess what? Both the kids are off the payroll, so mom doesn't have to work so hard, okay? No more tuition. And so if I don't have to pay tuition, I was like, oh, this is an opportunity just to teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday, all right? So I will greatly miss teaching for the program. And I really enjoyed my experience working with the other faculty members, which is Brandon and Rebecca. I know we don't get to see each other a lot through the semester, unfortunately, because of our different schedules, but we always get to meet at the beginning of the semester, at the end of the semester, and ceremonies like this, and that we always kind of touch bases and catch up. So I really appreciate that as well. And I think that's been an enjoyable experience. Well, I want to say to my students here, wow, I'm so proud of each and every one of you. You did it. And it's not easy. I know you guys have a lot of challenges, a lot of difficulties. And I think for me, one of the things that my students have said even throughout, and this is my 30th year teaching, okay? And one of the things that I see on my student evaluations again and again is, Mrs. DeSange is really strict. She's really hard. She makes you work hard. She makes you earn your grade. I'm like, isn't that what you're here for? Okay? No one's giving you anything. Okay? Welcome to the real world, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? And I think I held my students to the same standard. I always tell them on day number 1, I have high expectations of my students. And if I set the bar here, that's where you're going to be. If I set it here, you will rise to the occasion. And they do. All of them do. Okay? If we have high expectations, they will come and fulfill those expectations here. So I want to say to each and every one of you, hopefully you're all learning some skills that you're taking from my classes. Public speaking skills today, they demonstrated that very well, so let's give them a round of applause for that. Some analysis skills, research methodology skills here, critical thinking skills. So hopefully you can utilize all of these things when you get into, all your classes at Fresno State. And as I said in class here, I enjoyed having each and every one of you in class. And I want you guys to remember 3 things that you're going to go that's going to help you succeed as a student. It's really important to have your commitment, discipline, motivation. If you have those 3 key ingredients, you will succeed as a college student here. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Professor, from my home Department of Communication. Jordan, come on up. So after serving in the United States Marine Corps in Afghanistan, Jordan Cody found himself at a crossroads, really not quite sure how to proceed. But luckily, the Veterans Education Program and Jordan found each other. First, Jordan developed skills that he needed to pursue a higher education. Then he completed a baccalaureate degree in communication. He graduated Fresno State. He matriculated at McGeorge School of Law, and he's just recently graduated law school. Would you please welcome Jordan Cody?
Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here, and thank you all for your continued support of the Veteran Education Program. It's been many years since I sat in the same chairs as you all there. I came through this program in 2016. And I went on to graduate, and I went on to law school, and I'm still floating through life, and so far it's working out. But I believe that it's all working out due to where it started right here. You know, when I think back on my time and my own journey, I think about the opportunities that presented itself. And the military was one, and the Veteran Education Program was also another. And I believe that veterans, when presented with opportunities, we tend to make the most of them, or at least try. They may not always work out, but we'll give our best effort if we can. And that's what you have in front of you today. You have an opportunity, and you're all being celebrated here as you should. You've done an amazing job, and you should remember this feeling as you matriculate next year. Set the goal, stay to it, and it'll carry you the entire way. Speaking of opportunities, for all of you that are here that have contributed, that have donated your time, donated your money, that you work here and all the things that you do, you are the ones creating the opportunities for individuals like myself. In the 10, 11 years or so in this program, 14 years, I didn't study math, so in the 14 years, of your support, the investments that you've made, they're starting to yield results. We have police officers, we have engineers, we have mental health professionals. Every year we are having Veteran Education Program graduates graduate with their degree, go on to grad school, so on and so forth, and they are making a positive impact here in the Central Valley. And for all that, you all deserve a round of applause. Thank you. Looking forward to the next generation, all of you. Reach out for support, reach out for help. Look for all of those who have came before you. They are there, we're out there, we're available, I apologize. I need to go back to Communication 5 again and work on public speaking. The idea is that you have a strong support around you. They are always willing to help you. Do not be, dismayed by the idea that your graduation with your degree is so far away, because this time flies. It flies very quickly. Enjoy your time here. Do not rush it. Embrace everything that Fresno State has to offer, because they have so much. If I could give you 3 pieces of advice, the first one would be join non-veteran activities. I know that might sound crazy, but you're already a veteran. You're already part of that community. You know the ins and outs of it. You're going to get out of Fresno State. You're going to go join the workforce and so on and so forth. Learn how to assimilate with everyone who's not a veteran, because there's a lot of great individuals out there, and you're going to need them on your side. The second thing, again, is ask for help. Dean Moore, all the staff at Continuing Global Education, everybody in your department, whatever your major may be, the library, the student union, whatever it may be, there's so many resources that Fresno State has for you. Utilize every one of them. Also, your professors, communicate with them. They're just people. Do not be afraid to send them an email and communicate what you're experiencing at that time. They will work with me. They worked with me many, many times. And the last thing I would give you to the students here is that no matter how motivated you may be, and no matter what kind of student you think you're going to be a rock star this semester, do not ever sign up for an 8 a.m. class. It's the worst idea. It's just, don't do that. Don't do that. But I know my time is kind of running short up here, but I wanted to bring it back to opportunity. The military was an opportunity for me to escape where I'm from. I'm from a small town called Spindle, North Carolina. It's in the middle of nowhere. No one's ever heard of it, and you're all better off for it. And I served in 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines as a Marine Corps infantryman. I got stationed in Camp Pendleton, California, and I loved it so much out here that I never went back. And the Marine Corps was an opportunity for me, and when that ended, I went searching for other opportunities, and this program became the next one. And as great as the function is, the matriculation process of it, and the hands-on instruction, and the kind of camaraderie you have with your students, there's a lot of other benefits that you can't really put on a flyer. The relationships you make, the learning how to be a student that really impacted me the most. And when I think about that, the things that I learned in my first year in the veteran education program, I tried to apply that every subsequent year after that, from my undergraduate degree to law school and so on and so forth. The things that you learn here, the little nuances of how to be, a young professional, don't lose those. They're very important. And I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but the idea is that I'm grateful for the program that is here. I'm grateful for the time that I spent here. And I wouldn't be here without all of you. And I'm grateful that this program is still continuing, and that I'm grateful that this program is yielding results, and we're making the Central Valley a better place here and everywhere else that your career and your life may take you. So with all that being said, again, my name is Jordan Cody. I'm the project manager for the Veterans Legal Services Project at Central California Legal Services. I'm happy to be back in Central Valley. I'm grateful to be serving the veteran community again. I'm grateful to still be affiliated with Fresno State Veteran Education Program. I want to give a major thank you to Dean Moore, who has always been very supportive of me and given me so much guidance and so much support throughout the years. And I would also like to recognize Nick Carbajal. Nick Carbajal is one of the most fantastic individuals that I've ever met. Anything that I've ever needed, it didn't matter if it was personal, professional, whatever it may be, he is always a phone call away, and the world is a better place because of you, and Fresno State is a better place because of you. So I'm extremely grateful to each of you gentlemen, and I think that wraps up my time. So thank you all for having me.
Jordan, thank you so much. We're so proud of you. We're now going to present some certificates. So I'm going to give some instructions, and we're going to hear how our audience listens. Jordan's going to present a challenge coin. Following Jordan, I invite Drew to join the receiving line. If you'd like to line up next to Jordan. And then Vice President Jory and Vice President Crook, would you please join behind Drew Bessinger? And we probably ought to go this direction. For those of you that are representing elected officials, could you please join with your certificates? Chad Gilbuena, are you here? Okay, perfect. So students, I'm going to ask you to line up in the order you're speaking. In front of Teresa, all the way down here. Perfect. Look at that. So what's going to happen now is our students are going to be presented a series of certificates from the city of Fresno. You're going to have to stand in front of the podium, I think. In front? Yeah, it's okay to stand in front of me. They're going to receive certificates from the city of Fresno, from the United States Congress, from the State Assembly, and from the State Senate. So they're having several recognitions that are being passed out right now. So Jordan, you're going to lead with the challenge coin. Go ahead, Drew.
All right, now silly one.
Perfect. You may be seated. Thank you so much. You know, that it occurs to me that today, in addition to the veterans that we've heard speak at the podium, we probably have several other veterans in the audience today. So if you're a veteran, please raise your hand so that we can recognize you. Now, what about family members? If you are a family member or strong supporter of a veteran, raise your hand. So family members of veterans. Yeah, thank you. You know, I'm mindful to recognize veteran supporters along with our veterans because, at least for this program, that's what makes us so special. We come together as a community to make sure this program works. And it's supporters of veterans that make this program work. So I need to take a minute just to recognize some of them. A huge sponsor for this program, one of our biggest supporters is the Chevron Corporation. This is the 5th year that the Chevron Corporation has donated $75,000 to ensure that this cohort would go. So you please join me in thanking Chevron. And a close second would, well, I shouldn't say close second. An equally important, sponsor Brady's going to talk to me. An equally important sponsor is the Bank of America, who's been with us for the last 13 years. And we thank the Bank of America for their unwavering support. What makes the Bank of America really unique is it's not just the money that they donate to the program, but they actually bring people to our campus to teach our veterans topics such as financial literacy, budgeting, veteran loans, and they provide mentorship. They have a lot of veterans that work for the Bank of America. So big thanks to the Bank of America. And let me also thank some of our very important partners, the Clovis Rodeo and the Wrangler Foundation, who matches the donation from the Clovis Rodeo, the Garabedian Foundation, Sandy and Dennis Stubblefield. Sandy and Dennis are here tonight. Thank you for coming, Sandy and Dennis. Chuck and Lois Rigsby, they're attending on Zoom tonight. Vietnam Veterans number 933 and the American Legion 147. Stalwart supporters, thank you so much for being here. Jim and Jean Johnson. Jim and Jean are here tonight. They've been with us every single opportunity, and we thank you. It's great to see all. I know we haven't had a chance to say hi. I look forward to speaking with you afterwards. Jean and Mike Federhoff sitting up front, you make a monthly donation to this program. Jean and Mike, thank you for being here. Brad Fisher and his wife Linda. Brad never misses an event. Brad, thank you for being here, sir. Vicki Moore, who's attending on Zoom. Tom Shu and his wife Lorraine, they're in attendance tonight. Tom, Lorraine, thank you so much for being here. Tom and Cynthia Downing, Tom's here. It's good to see you, sir. Thank you for being here. Paula Norma Kaser, Douglas Andrew Sampson, Drew Bessinger, who you saw earlier, stalwart supporter of this program, Carla Rodella, Raul Rodella, Nick Carbajal, Elizabeth Signor, Brandon Dar, Chad Gilbuena, Carol Anderson, John Klein, and Donna and Mike Pastorich. All of you, through your actions and your gifts, have ensured this program's success. So I want to thank each of you, and I'm going to ask our students to join me in thanking our donors for making this opportunity possible. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That concludes the fun tonight. We do have lots of hors d'oeuvres outside. I encourage you to join us. Have some hors d'oeuvres, take some photographs, meet each other, and again, happy Victory in Europe Day. Thank you for being here.